Hello and welcome back to Minecraft Survival. I am here in my base, flying around as I like to do, and as usual I've been doing a bit of work. If we go over here, we have my unfinished corridor, but it is now slightly more finished because there is at least a front to this building. If I fly up here, you can see that the bamboo farm now has some walls and no roof yet. From this side you can see that it's got these nice big windows and these buttresses because they look cool, and then down this corridor we've got more of the buttresses, except this time they connect to the building on the other side because that way it can support itself off this building. But obviously I've got this passageway down here and I didn't want to fill it with the buttresses, so instead they go over the top and connect to this, and as you can see this bit is unfinished. I need to put a floor in here. It will probably be similar to the floor in this courtyard, and so I'll probably do them at the same time, and I still don't quite know what I'm doing with it, so I'm putting that off until I've got some better ideas. But what I did have ideas for is this thing. So you can see the big windows. We are a block lower than we should be. We would be up at this height, so I mean they are high, these windows. They are not for looking in. They are also not for looking out, because obviously it's actually a bamboo farm. The aesthetic I'm going for is sort of the, I guess, the chapel of the building, because this is your great big fancy house, it's got to have a chapel. Except this is not really a chapel, because it is absolutely huge. But I'm going to have some stained glass windows by just getting a bunch of colours of glass. But I don't really want to be able to see the bamboo farm through the windows, so I might have to put something behind them. I'm thinking more of a curved roof as opposed to the straight diagonal roofs that all the other ones have got. It's probably going to curve round, which will mean that over at the end here I will have room above it here to put something like a round window, because you've got to have a round window in your chapel. I don't know, that's just a thing they always seem to do. But yeah, I thought this time I shall bring you in during my process of building, rather than coming to it afterwards and saying, hey, I built this huge thing. So I've been constantly buying more brick, and this is what I have at the moment, and this is all the nether brick I have at the moment. It's not going to be enough. I have this whole massive roof to cover with nether brick, but how much netherrack do I even have lying around? So I have this much netherrack just lying around in this chest, and each netherrack goes to one nether brick, which is a quarter of a nether brick, meaning that this chest contains what will become about 9 stacks of nether bricks, which isn't too bad. It might do most of it, but I do know that I have more netherrack in the nether somewhere. So we just go over to the smelter, and there is a hole here. I forgot that I put a hole here. I was thinking of putting some stairs in, and then I never got around to it. I should sort that out, because it looks silly with a hole in it. But I just need to take all this netherrack and put it in here, and hopefully the system works with the sheer amount of stuff that I just chucked in it. Now I'm thinking I might not do the crenellation stuff on this building. Maybe I put something else behind it in this block. But I might actually start the roof. Like down here or something, and then it can sort of curve up. So by the time it gets to the level of the top of the edge of the wall here, it might be a few blocks in. I might have to get rid of these. I just put these in temporarily because you can't see them from the outside, and I thought I should save on brick considering I was having to buy so much of it from my villagers, but that may end up being visible. Yeah, this is the sort of thought process that I go through when building all these things, which is a lot of thinking and then a lot of building and then a lot of going, never mind, I don't like it, and removing it and trying again. And I could go and do this all in creative mode, but by the time I've done that and then rebuilt it here, I could have just built it here 1.5 times. There is now a roof on the building. It is fairly simple. If I fly down to this end, which is kind of unfinished, you can see that it curves a bit. It's not the best curve, but it's a curve of some description. And over at this end, I've just got a wall here. This bit of crenellation comes along, sort of goes into the wall and then sort of goes through the roof and goes to that. Otherwise this tower would be a little bit isolated. On the inside here, I've actually gone and put glowstone along the middle and along the edges of the bamboo farm to make it grow faster, because it grows significantly faster with light, and without any skylight now, it was quite slow. So that will make up for it and make it grow faster. But this wall needs to move. I want the roof to end on this block relative to the tower. Rather than moving the tower, I'm just going to move this wall in by a block. That does mean I have to slightly adjust this redstone, but that's not too difficult. Surely I can just do this. Yeah, that works. I don't know why I had it so twisty before, when I can just power this block and have that block power the piston. So it's simpler than it was. But yeah, now I can just move this wall in one block. And I'm also going to increase the height of these windows a bit, and then as well I can put the round window at the top. But as you can see, there is plenty of spare space up here to fit that in, so I can increase these windows in height, because I do want them to be slightly bigger than the other ones, and they have ended up being the same size. So this end is pretty much done. It's got windows that are slightly bigger than these, and it has a circular window at the top. I have just noticed that I forgot to complete the tops of these towers. I'll probably just do something similar to what I have on these, over on those. I might put it a bit lower, so that we don't have a big gap. I don't want it to stick up too far away from this. I've also put in the back of the glass. This is what I'm going to put the glass on. This is just grey concrete, and I've put that in all of the windows. So now I just need to get loads of random coloured stained glass and just chuck it in there. I was trying to scale down some images and convert them into pixels of the right colours that I have available, so that I can make actual images into tiny little stained glass windows, but the scale I'm dealing with here is so small that it's just completely meaningless. So I'm just going to randomly distribute bits of glass, because that will look much the same. And if you look at real stained glass windows, it's not like the entire window is one big piece of art. There's lots of little bits that are in different parts of it. I'm also not sure what I'm going to do with the inside of it, because as you can see, the bamboo grows up to that height. It might be able to grow one block higher, I might leave it some room, but there is space in where the roof is. You can't really see because it's dark, but the roof has space in it that I might put something in if I need room. I can convert that into a useful space should I need it. And is it me, or is the bamboo not growing? Maybe it just needs more lights. If I put lights up the walls, maybe that will work. Perhaps it needs light close to the top so rather than just the bottom. I was thinking that if I put lights at the bottom it will grow up, but I think the way bamboo grows, it actually grows from the top rather than from the bottom. So I might need to put more glowstone in the walls at heights as I fill it up, which is awkward with these here, but I'll have to find a way to make it fit. And it's not like it needs to look particularly good, it just needs to function, because this is very much a functional area. But what I was saying about this is that, well, I can't really make the big hall up here go through, because we've got the corner of the roof coming down here, so that's not going to work. But these down here, I could absolutely have this room extend out to over here if I wanted it to. I might as well make use of this space rather than just having it be empty. And of course, I do need to build up the walls of the bamboo farm itself. But yes, it does look like those are growing, so I do just need to distribute more light throughout the bamboo farm for it to function properly. I should probably have thought of that before I covered it up. You can probably also tell that it is coming into autumn, so all the trees down there are very red and orange, and against the edges of things there's this orange tint which is supposed to be leaves. So if I fly down over to this forest, you can see that all the trees are very red and orange. Not that you can see very well, because it's coming into night, so it's kind of dark. Now I have all the glass in the windows. I just made loads of glass and then used a little mod to randomly select them from my inventory. So they are all just completely random, but I think it looks good enough. It looks a bit odd with light shining on it. The edges between each of the colours are quite obvious because of the way Minecraft glass works. I think it gives the effect that I was going for, and I finished up the towers on top of here. They are slightly lower than the ones over there. I extended the mud brick from the bit that goes over the windows around the towers just to add a bit of something to them, and then there's actually 4 blocks before we go to the walls, whereas most of them have 3, but that doesn't really matter. Now, I know this isn't the most exciting episode I've ever done, but that is going to be it for this video. So thank you for watching, don't get distracted, go subscribe now, and until next time, goodbye.